Well, I come home from Taliban and now I got this chore with the gates. We had the gates made up too quickly. Like a lot of things, you need something done and you want to get it done quickly, and so this is what we had made up. It did a great job, but you really need to be able to just open the gate without having to go through a lot of pushing and pulling, because usually we have to park over there. We park over there by the tree and then we come and open the gate, then we go back, get in the truck or on the bike. So really what we need to do is to come along here and build up a wall so that it's level there so you can see it, and then we'll take those gates and weld them together, pull them out a bit and put them onto a track here, and then we have electrical supply here, so that will power the gates and then they'll just slide over. We'll probably redesign these gates a little bit. We gave them the freedom to do that, which we'll take back. So we're economizing right now by using the bike, which is no great sacrifice for me, although I really do enjoy driving the Raptor. So not so bad is it that I'm stuck between either riding my bike or driving the Raptor. How bad can life get? So here, I always park the bike here, and then I covered it up, but lately I noticed the cover is being taken off. So I'm guessing that it is the dogs. The dogs are very strange, and they'll come and do strange things. They see something different and they want to interfere with it. Well, this is what I do. That was my disappointment when I went to Mr. What was it called? Mr. DIY. I looked and I saw a very nice shaped cover for the bike, and so I bought it. When I got it home, it wasn't shaped at all. It was just plain piece of tarp. So these things are often so very cheap here that why would you bother going back and taking it back and complaining? It's not worth the aggravation. So I didn't do anything about it, just put it to the side. Maybe it will be used for something else. So I'm back home, and how bad is that? I really enjoy riding the bike. I haven't been doing that for for about 5 weeks or possibly 6 weeks because of doctor's orders, which are being ruthlessly enforced by my wife. I'm remembering a program in the UK where the man, we never saw in the TV show, we never saw the man's wife, but he always referred to her as she who must be obeyed, which often sums it up. So I'm going to open the doors now. Over here. So we have these sliding doors that go out onto the patio. So it means a double thing of coming out, opening or locking the doors and then going out the front door, because there's no lock on this. Well, there's a lock, but there's not. It's not lockable from the outside. So that's it. I would hope that I would be able to stop going into Taliban for a little while we're trying to economize, but it turns out that, let me adjust there, it turns out that our signal is so weak at the moment that I can't open anything, and I had people send lots of interesting stuff to me, and I know it's going to be interesting because they've sent stuff before, informative things before, and very frustrating that I can't open the link. So I can read messages, but I can, when they make a reference and send only a link, which my friend in the UK, who I call Carl the Coffin Maker, and he sends me stuff which I always enjoy looking at, but I'm unable to open it. So it means that I have to go into Taliban. I'm not going to go in and sit next to a cafe that I think I owe my support to because they're so very nice to me. That's either Vidasto or the PP Coffee. PP Coffee, they always make me feel very welcome. Very, very nice people, and food that I can eat. Now the thing is that I don't eat a huge amount of food, and people ask me how I'm managing to be so healthy at my age of 84. In a few days I'll be 84, and I don't find that anybody listens to advice on how to stay healthy and getting old, because it's already too late to do it, you know. It's no use thinking about insurance for your car when you've already been careless and banged into something and damaged it, and then you think about insurance. And that's how it is. So for those of you who have enjoyed a party life, when I say a party life, I mean that you've been drinkers, heavy or light, or occasionally, the payment is up the end, and the end can be very unpleasant if you're not in good health. I always hear it saying that getting old is not for sissies or not for wimps, because quality of life is what happens. It's not that you're going to die early. It's that your quality of life will restrict you from doing any of the fun things that you want to do. I think quite possibly the hardened bikers will still be riding bikes when they're my age, but many would have given up riding a bike 10 years ago. So sometimes you have to lose the things you love if you haven't taken care of yourself. So I practice what I see on YouTube and on Facebook of people saying intermittent fasting, and I do that. I actually only eat about 2 meals a day, and they're both fairly light. When I go into PP Coffee, I'm sure that they wonder about my taste in food, because every time they have set dishes on the menu which are very reasonably priced, and I always have the ham, rice, and an egg, and that's what the little package is. But I order an extra 2 eggs, and I don't eat very much of the rice. About 1/3 of the rice is what I eat. There's a set portion of rice which is about so big. I only eat 1/3 of that just to mix with the eggs. And that's my breakfast, that's my first meal usually, unless I have a lighter meal of cheese and tomatoes. But it's like usually 1 or 2 tomatoes which are sliced, which I have a little salt on, and a portion of cheese. I like the cheddar cheese that they have here. And so that's what I have as a kind of a snack breakfast. But that usually is at about maybe 5:30 or 6 in the morning. My breakfast at PP Coffee may be as late as 10:30 or 11. So I've still gone for quite a while. The recommended time is that you go for 16 hours. If you can go for 16 hours between eating, then you've given your body a chance to completely clear all of the food that you've eaten. So usually, unless I have that snack that I've just described of cheese and a tomato, unless I have that, I weaken and have that with a cup of coffee. I'll have eaten at maybe 7 or 8 the previous evening, and then I go from 7 or 8 in the previous evening when we have dinner. I'll go from there to, as I said, breakfast at PP Coffee, which is any time from 10:30 on to 11 or 11:30, sometimes 12. So I'll have gone an appreciable amount of time without food. And I don't find that I feel that hungry. I really eat my little mini breakfast of cheese and tomato and maybe a slice orange as I ate this morning. I eat that for my eyes. My mother always used to say, your eyes are bigger than your belly. And that was for when you took more food onto your plate than you could eat. The other thing that she used to say was, you ask for it, you eat it. And my son Luke says that he still hears that cry in his ear whenever he eats. So I'm back home now, and I met Beth and the girls on the way home, and they were going to have chicken at the barbecue chicken place on the corner. So they'll be home. She tells me that they'll be home around 5, which I doubted very much, because I think it was already about 4 when she said it. And they're on motorcycles. Of course, they're not wearing helmets. They're probably not wearing shoes even. They'll be in the rubber slippers. But I don't gain another 10 years prematurely onto my life by trying to make people do things that they are just not intending or in agreement with doing. They do what they do, and they're happy with their way of life, and I have no wish to be a good habit policeman. And so I let things go. I respect what other people do, and I try not to be controlling of other people's lives. So I'm back to controlling my own life, and I'm going to make a cup of coffee. Bye for now.